Yeah, I'm here with Sean McDowell, and we're talking about apologetics. We're talking about students, and in particular, advice he has for students who are wanting to do what he does, what I try to do, and
you do it well.
and that's being an apologist. So what advice do you have for young people who want to get into this?
First thing would be a word of encouragement to realize that apologetics is desperately needed. But I have so many parents who email me, students who email me with questions that in some ways it feels like their faith rests upon this. I got an email from a student. He said, if you can just answer this one question, I can hang on to my faith. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, but you realize how seriously people take their questions. So yeah. I've been doing apologetics maybe 15 years or so, and I've seen not always the response I want from people, but I've done this enough to see a positive impact in lives of believers and non-believers. So if you're thinking about going to apologetics, number one, be encouraged. But advice I would give is make sure if you're studying apologetics that you do it, that you do apologetics, you do evangelism, you're in conversations with non-believers. Sometimes what happens is people get so excited about apologetics, they go to conferences, they take classes, they read books, they watch debates, but then they stop actually engaging people. And this is important because in apologetics, it's easy to start seeing it's us versus them. It's us versus the Muslims, us versus the Mormons, us on the versus the homosexual issue or the agnostics, whatever it is. And I found that when I'm in relationships, and I have friends who are atheists, I have friends who are Mormons, who are Muslims, who are homosexual, it's not an issue that I'm just debating, it's a person, I know them, and it helps me to be more compassionate and considerate. And the third thing is just make sure you have a mentor. I start to look back over my life and the people that have molded me, that have shaped me, at times been like, hey McDowell, what are you doing, and corrected me, has been invaluable. My dad's done that, but also teachers and just different adults in my life. So seek after a mentor, someone you respect, someone you want to be like, someone you feel like is at least a notch ahead of you kind of in life where you want to be, and just follow them around, go to coffee, get to know them, and just learn and just watch, and you'll become a better apologist.
Yeah, so obviously your dad, but who else? Who are some people who've done that for you in your life?
Yeah, I would say one person would be J.P. Moreland.
Yeah.
He's a professor. I actually wasn't planning on going into apologetics. I took Apologetics 101 in college, and I was kind of thinking, yeah, I grew up, my dad was an apologist, and then all of a sudden, my dad does historical apologetics, but JP does like philosophy of mind and intelligent design, and I was blown away. And he really encouraged me at times. Another one would be Greg Kokel at Stand to Reason. I was in this mentoring group with him for about a year and a half, where we'd go every other week to his house. We'd sit around with about 7 of us, and we'd just talk about what does it mean to be an ambassador? How do we answer tough questions? How do we maintain our walk with God when we're doing apologetics? And he just poured into me that way. So there's been other people, and some of them are seasonal, some of them have been for life. Some of them had big names, some of them the people listening wouldn't know who they were, and that doesn't matter. But just found people I respected that would pour into me and give me advice and kind of direct me in that way has been, it's been huge.
Yeah, one thing I encourage students, if you're interested in this, is to get with other students, and even if you can't find maybe somebody who has his PhD, or if she has her PhD, you can't find someone like that, go get together with friends and work through an issue and say, how would you respond, and then critique each other and just bounce ideas off each other and begin thinking about this, but within a community of faith. Maybe if you're in a youth group or at a church and you have a student group, get together and just do this. You don't have to have an official class. And if you love apologetics, if you love this, you're going to want to do stuff like that.
I think that's right. So, hey, go bug this guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, how many students have come up and just knocked on your door and said, I want to have coffee with you every 2 weeks, talk about this issue. You would love it.
Yeah,
and you're a busy guy, but you would work it in. I did that in basketball. I would find people that were better than I was, and I'd say, let's play one-on-one, tell me some drills, and that's how I got better.
Yeah.
So find professors, find a pastor. And they would love it if a young person said, I want to just once a week have coffee, or I want to ask you questions. The vast majority would say yes, and it would have a huge impact on your life, and you would bless them as well.